phone.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Bronny James finally had a productive game for the Lakers rookie team. LeBron's son had 12 points Wednesday night in the Lakers' one-point win over Atlanta in the NBA Summer League in Las Vegas. Bronny also sank his first three-pointer in Summer League play after going 0 for 15. The Lakers play Cleveland tonight at 6, live coverage on ESPN. Indiana Fever rookie Caitlin Clark set a WNBA single-game record with 19 assists in the Fever's loss to Dallas. The previous record was 18. Tiger Woods tees off today in the British Open, one of the 4 majors on the PGA Tour. Woods hasn't won a major since the Masters in 2019. 3 of the 15 majors Woods has won have come at the British Open. At the moment, Woods just wants to make the cut and take his chances later in the final 2 rounds. Woods failed to make the cut in his last 2 tournaments, the PGA Championships and the U.S. Open. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is the fastest growing talk radio station in Southern California. Home to 50,000 watts and an audience reach of 12 million listeners. KBLA Talk 1580 is a pioneer for black audio content, including our groundbreaking $2 million climate justice campaign and the most loyal, influential audience. According to an independent research study by the polling firm Advertisements, for the 2nd consecutive year, KBLA Talk 1580 is the most trustworthy, reliable, and credible news source for black audiences and beyond in Southern California. Let KBLA Talk 1580 power your advertising dollars. Our omni-channel custom marketing solutions are specifically tailored to connect with your ideal target audience. We leverage audio, podcasts, streaming, digital, social media, and local activations to get your message out to the black community. Get in touch with our advertising team today at advertising@KBLA1580.com. That's advertising@KBLA1580.com. KBLA 1580. We've got you black.
I hate stepping on George Benson. I hate stepping on him. He sounds so good. But this is talk radio. You can let that ride, Miles. I hate stepping on him, but I got to get this conversation started. I've only got 30 minutes with my friend and brother, George Benson, Grammy-winning musical giant, jazz guitarist. Pleased to have him on this program now for a brief career conversation and to discuss his new project, Dreams Do Come True, when George Benson meets Robert Farnon. And let me tell you right now, I'll tell you a couple times as we move through this conversation, but George Benson's coming to Southern California. If you are in Southern California, want an excuse to come to Southern Cali, Sunday, August the 18th, 6:30, he's at the Hollywood Bowl, smooth summer jazz, George Benson with orchestra. He's good by himself, but we got orchestra behind him. He's even better. So as part of the Smooth Summer Jazz series, George Benson with an orchestra performing Sunday, August 18th, 6:30 at the famed Hollywood Bowl. Can't wait for that. George Benson, good to have you back, my friend. How are you, sir?
All right, Tavis, what's going on out there?
Man, if I was doing, if I had your hand, I'd throw mine in. But I'm gonna play the hand they dealt me, George Benson. It is so great to hear your voice. For starters, how have you been?
Doing fantastic. But you know what's amazing? When I just picked up the phone and I heard Give Me the Night, it had the same effect that it had on me when I first recorded it. I want to jump on some roller skates and roll down
Tell me, since you went there, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to follow you, George Benson. When you hear stuff all these years later, and I've talked to many artists, everybody has a different answer, but when you hear stuff today that you did decades ago, Are you critical of yourself? Do you hear it differently now than you did when you recorded it? How does it strike you all these years later when you're in the car somewhere or in the grocery store and you hear your stuff come on the radio or on the air?
Well, in the years when I used to practice every day,
Right.
I mean, and I did that for many, many years. Everything that came on the radio, I had the tendency to criticize it. Well, I should have did this, should have did that. But most of my recordings, I'm very proud of. But they've taken us to places we never thought we would go.
Yeah, yeah. I'm putting you on the spot here right now. I'm putting you on the spot. Give me 3 to 5 George Benson songs that if you don't perform, there'll be a riot. If you don't do these 3 to 5 songs at the Hollywood Bowl on August the 18th, they're going to drag you out of there.
First one will be On Broadway.
Uh-huh.
And I might have to do The Greatest Love of All.
Ooh.
And I might have to do Moody's Mood for Love.
Okay.
So those are just a few, but there's many. You know, Turn Your Love Around.
Oh,
if I don't do those songs, drag me off of the stage.
I started the show. We're in the third and final hour of my show today. I do 3 hours every day. I started the show today, of course, promoting that you were going to come on in this hour. And I started with Lady Love Me, one of my favorites.
I might open with that on my show.
I'm like
not sure, but that's one of the favorites too.
Yeah,
people love that song.
They do, man. As a friend of mine once said, so many hits, so little time. So many hits, so little time. George Benson got hits, y'all. Speaking of Greatest Love of All, I don't know if I've ever asked you this question in our many conversations, but I want to ask you now. I miss Whitney Houston every day. Speaking of just being gone too soon, I miss Whitney every day. What did you make of her version of Greatest Love of All?
Well, I think of the first time I met her. She was a kid. She was like maybe 15 or 16, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And I used to take my kids down to get their haircuts at the Empire State Building. That's where she used to get her salon stuff done.
Uh-huh.
So she met me on the song. She said, "My favorite artist, George Benson, and my favorite song is The Greatest Love of All. I'm going to record that song one day."
Mm.
And so later, when I heard that song, I said, "I know this can't be that same chick I met on the sidewalk." Sure enough, it was her, and she tore it up.
Yeah, she did tear it up. What is it about that song? I have my own answer, but anybody, and we all know the song, it resonates with all of us, perhaps even for different reasons. But what is it about that song, about the lyrics, the melody? You tell me, what is it about that song that just strikes all of us right smack dab in the heart, George Benson?
Well, first of all, the man who wrote it was a very, very different kind of guy. His name was Michael Masser, and he wrote many, many hits that and they all were like #1 records. The only record that he ever recorded, that they ever recorded became #1 that he did not produce was Nothing's Gonna Change My Love for You, and it was done by a youngster from Hawaii. He was only 17 years old. And his came out after my version came out, but the record company would not put mine out as a single. Biggest mistake they ever made, because that record became the #1 record in the world. And years later, mine came along and became a smash too. So right now it has 230 million hits on YouTube.
I have told.
And to answer your question,
No, go ahead.
Yeah. It was about my friend Muhammad Ali, whom I met. We were both 20 years old many years ago. And when I heard that this young Jewish man, Michael Masser, was going to do a song dedicated to the most famous black man in the world, I had to find out why. Who the world are you? But he turned out to be the most incredible and a very, very talented guy. He's been my friend since until he passed away many years later. Yeah. But great song.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing song. It's an amazing song. What's more amazing, and I'll let George Benson tell you about this when we come forward, and we'll play. We will play some music from his new album when we come forward here. But I'll let George tell you this story. George Benson was told early in his career, much earlier in his career, that he was a great guitar player, but that he shouldn't sing. That's a true story. I'll let him explain it to you. Somebody told George Benson, "Don't sing, Negro, just play. don't sing. Can you imagine the soundtrack of your life without the voice of George Benson on it? You're listening, and I'm glad about it. George Benson right now on Tavis Smiley. Turn it up, Miles. Turn it up.
On me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me.
From Lamert Park with love, this is Tavis Smiley.
Make a move into a home of your own. With City National Bank's Ladder Up Home Loan Grant, you could receive up to $20,000 that you never need to pay back. Use it toward your down payment, save on closing costs, or to buy down your mortgage rate. Find out more at cnb.com/ladderuphome. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Property must be in a qualifying market in California, New York, or New Jersey. Additional terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Terms are subject to change without notice. City National Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC. NMLS number 536994.
Oh, man. Looks like Bobby needs a ride to the airport again.
Grab the keys.
Who's taking Auntie and her friends to the swap meet?
Grab the keys.
How about we, drop these boxes off at Miss Johnson?
Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, you're all about getting things done. So do it all in a Chevy SUV. From the versatile Equinox and sporty Blazer to the roomy Traverse, our lineup of SUVs will carry you through every adventure. All you have to do is
grab the keys.
That's how we do. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Malibu, Colorado, Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Traverse limited models. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 15.8%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 7/1/24.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000.
Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief took care of Eric's problem.
And now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077.
Optima Tax Relief.
Ooh, I'm so ready for this weekend away with my girls.
Hey, hit the road? How about some free gas?
Free gas? How?
Try new Febreze car for some serious freshness and you can win gas for a full year. Visit Febreze.com to learn more.
Say less.
You may not win, but you're gonna have a fresh smelling whip.
Thanks, DJ Fresh. Now how about some music?
Hey, yo, this next one goes out to new Febreze car for giving you a chance to win free gas.
La, 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 la.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 to enter in 73124 for rules and how to enter. Visit Febreze.com.
Let's get back to more of this rich dialogue with Tavis Smiley.
I asked George Benson earlier to name some tracks that if he didn't play, there'd be a riot. They'd drag him off the stage. And the first song he mentioned was on Broadway. I figured I'd better play it before y'all drag me out of the studio for not giving you a taste of it. You can drag George Benson, but don't drag me. And don't even do that to George. I love George Benson. I'm honored to be in conversation with him once again in my career. I've been so honored over the course of my career to talk to George Benson a number of times. And it's never lost on me the legend that he is whenever we get together. And I'm honored to be in dialogue one more again with my friend and brother George Benson, appearing on August the 18th here in Southern California at the Hollywood Bowl, Smooth Summer Jazz. George Benson with orchestra. I know it's going to be a great show. I've seen George many, many times. He never, ever, ever disappoints. How much do you enjoy, George, having an orchestra behind you or with you?
You know, it's something I only imagined when I was a young person, but it was hard to imagine because I was thinking, where's it going to come from? I'm not big enough to, important enough to put an orchestra. Next thing I know, I was in the studio with members of the New York Symphony Orchestra. I said, what? And from that point on, I began to believe in myself. Yeah. And I began to hear differently and to think differently. So you never know what's going to happen to you in life.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. You heard me tee this story up, and I had people reaching out to me saying, you lying, stop lying. Ain't nobody told George Benson not to sing. Is that not a true story, George Benson?
Many people told me the same thing. Hey, George, look, you play guitar, man. You bad cat. But you ain't no singer, man. So don't sing, just play, Well, there's a lot of reasons why people would say that. First of all, we came along in the era where we have these tremendous singers out, And I've been hearing them all my life, starting with little Frankie Lyman, and then we come along in our time. We got Peabo Bryson and Luther Vandross and Teddy Pendergrass, just to name a few. So they had good reason to say, don't sing, George. You're never going to match these guys. But one day I ran into a producer who said, George, I heard you sing 5 years earlier, and I cannot understand why your record company does not use your vocals. And I said to my manager, that's the guy who's going to produce my next record. And he found the song, This Masquerade, and he forced me to learn it. And at first I didn't want to. And I said, well, okay, I'll learn it. So one of my band members' girlfriend, or his wife actually, she said, that's my favorite song, This Masquerade. And Leon Russell's my favorite singer. And I said to myself, how come I don't know who Leon Russell is or the song This Masquerade? So I learned it. And so we ended up at the last minute, because Breezen was going along so well as an instrumental, he said, son, we don't need a vocal on this album. I said, no, you made me learn this song, so we're going to do it at least one time. So we did one take, and that's all it needed. When people heard that, they said, hey, this song don't need nothing. Just put it out.
Miles, give me that one take, Miles Lowe. Give it to me, that one take.
Searching but not finding understanding anywhere. We're lost in a masquerade. Both afraid to say we're just too far away from being close together from the start. We tried to talk it over, but the words got in the way. We're lost inside this lonely game we play.
So you listen to that and you ask yourself, what fool told George Benson not to sing? I mean, and he did it. You heard him tell the story. He did it in one take. That's the one take right there.
That's right.
I ain't mad at you, George
Even
Benson.
Frank Sinatra doubted me.
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra, he couldn't believe it was done in one take, so they had to send him the masters on 24-track audio tape, 2-inch tape. And now he began to believe it. And so when I met him for the first time on a record date I was recording with him, he said, man, I know for sure that you did that in one take. He said, I love your voice. And since then, we put on another 10 number one records.
No. I think the moral of the story that George Benson is telling you, don't ever let anybody tell you what you can't do.
That's right.
Don't let anybody tell you what you can't do, because if George Benson had listened to the naysayers, we wouldn't have all these number one hits, many of which you're going to hear if you're in Southern California, August 18th at the Hollywood Bowl, when George Benson takes the stage once again. George has a couple things jumping off. He has a new project I want to talk about in the 10 minutes I have left, and he has a big event that you might want to be aware of. As a matter of fact, once you hear about it, you'll be glad I made you aware of it. that he's doing at the first of next year in Arizona. I'll tell you about that. It's a very special gig he's going to be doing for a few days, and you can hang out with George Benson at the start of next year. We'll tell you about that in a moment. But first, this new album. It's called Dreams Do Come True, when George Benson meets Robert Farnon. And let me give you the track listing, and then, George, I'm going to put you on the spot. Miles, my board op is at the ready. I'm going to let you choose a couple songs that we're going to give the audience just a little taste of. But this is the track listing. Side A, At Last. Love that song. A Song for You. Love that song. Pretend You're Happy. A Long Time Ago. Love is Blue. Side B, My Romance. Autumn Leaves. Can't We Be Friends? My Prayer. Yesterday. And One Goodbye. All right, George Benson, you're playing Jeopardy. Pick a George Benson track off this new project that we should give a taste of right now.
My world is blue.
Okay. Let's go with track number 5, Miles. Love is Blue. Let's give the audience a taste of that track, and we'll let George pick another track in a moment. While Miles is pulling that up, let me just tease you right quick what this thing is I mentioned a moment ago that George is doing in next year, January 3rd through January the 6th, 2025. George Benson, Breezing with the Stars. 4 days and 4 nights of guitar, concerts, workshops, and storytelling. We'll tell you about this event in Arizona at the top of next year that you can sign up for right now. We'll do that after we give you a taste of Love is Blue.
My world is blue, blue is my world, now I'm without you. Gray, gray, my life is gray, cold is my heart since you went away. Red, red, my eyes are red, crying for you, alone in my bed. Green, green, my jealous heart, I doubted.
George Benson still got it, y'all. George Benson has still got it. Tell me about this track, George Benson.
Oh, man, what a joy it was. I remembered it from a long time ago, and I've always loved the song. It had a different title than it. It was called something Rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
And this was one of the 2 songs mixed with it to give it that vibe. And so with the orchestra, it has a whole different meaning, you know. We slowed the track down a little bit, and we swung part of it. So there's a lot to it, and what a great job Robert Farnon did in the arrangement.
No, it's an amazing arrangement, and you killed it on the guitar and the vocals. As I said, George Benson still got it, y'all. All right, George, give me another track off the album that you want to play. We'll give the audience a taste. What's the second track?
Let me see now. You got to name some of the tracks for me.
All right, so I like At Last, and I like A Song for You. I love your version of A Song for You. Can I do that one?
Yes, that's the one I was trying to think of.
Okay. I love George Benson. All right, so while Miles is pulling up A Song for You, George, tell me, tell the audience about these dates in Arizona next year. It's called George Benson, Breezing with the Stars, 4 days and 4 nights, January 3rd through January 6th, 2025. It's 4 days of guitar, concerts, workshops, and storytelling. You got some great folk hanging out with you for this event, but tell me how you came up with this idea to do 4 days of George Benson lessons, essentially.
Actually, my friends, these are all superstars, these great guitar players. They were amenable to the idea of coming out and hanging out with us during this time period when I'm not doing a whole lot of concerts. You know, I stopped traveling last year because I didn't want to fly anymore for a while, you know. So, but they're coming out to spend time with me for 3 or 4 days at the Wigwam in Arizona.
That's right.
It's close to Phoenix, about 30, 40 miles out.
Yep.
And we're going to have us a ball, just talking guitar and helping others to understand more about the guitar.
Let me tell you who's hanging out with George Benson at the Wigwam in Phoenix, just outside of Phoenix, Arizona, January 3rd through 6th, 2025. Patty Austin, Stanley Jordan, Lee Rittenauer, Esperanza Spalding. There are others. It's a long list of some amazing people hanging out with George Benson for 4 days in Arizona, January 3rd through 6th, 2025. It's called George Benson Breezing with the Stars. I said it's lessons on guitar, it's concerts, it's workshops for you, storytelling. If you want to hang out with George Benson and a galaxy of stars for 4 days in Phoenix, January 3rd through 6th, just Google it anywhere. You'll find it. George Benson Breezing with the Stars. It'll pop up everywhere. Okay, Miles, give me a little bit of George Benson's version of A Song for You.
I've been so many places in my life and times. I've sung a lot of songs and made some bad rhymes. Acted out my life on stages with 10,000 people watching. But we're alone now, and I'm singing this song to you. I know your image of me is what I hope to be. I treated you unkind, but baby, can't you see? There's no one more important to me. Darling, can't you see through me? 'Cause we're alone, and I'm singing this song to you. You taught me precious secrets of the truth, withholding nothing. You came out in front and I was hiding. Now I'm so much better, and if my words don't come together, listen to the melody, 'cause my love is in there hiding.
That's George Benson's version of A Song for You, and I love it, George. So many people have had their turn at this, and there are many versions that I love. I love Ray Charles's version. There are many that I love, but you put your foot in that thing, George Benson.
Thank you, brother.
You put your foot in that thing, man. The new album from George Benson is called Dreams Do Come True, when George Benson meets Robert Farnon. For those who don't know who Robert Farnon is, just tell me right quickly who Robert Farnon is, George Benson.
He's a man who they overlooked in our modern times. One of the greatest arrangers in the world. I asked the great Quincy Jones, who's the baddest cat on this planet? And he said, well, George, there's two names I have for you, but this one guy, this is the guy who should work with you. And he mentioned Robert Farnon's name. And so I went to London and I found him. And he was everything that Quincy Jones said he was.
And the rest, as they say, is history. The project is called Dreams Do Come True, when George Benson meets Robert Farnon. And if you can't take advice from Q, God help you. If Q can't tell you who to produce your project, then you're in trouble. So I'm glad George Benson listened to his friend Quincy Jones, and I'm glad he and Robert Farnon got together, and you will be too when you get the new album. It's called Dreams Do Come True, when George Benson meets Robert Farnon. He's at the Hollywood Bowl on August the 18th, smooth summer. I should put it that way, smooth summer. Jazz with George Benson and the orchestra, and you can hang out with George Benson and Patty Austin and Stanley Jordan and Lee Rittenauer and Esperanza Spalding and many others at George Benson's Breezing with the Stars. 4 days and 4 nights, January 3rd through 6th, 2025 at the Wigwam outside of Phoenix, Arizona. George Benson, I love you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. I'll see you at the bowl, my friend.
Brother man, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Love you, George. More of Tavis Smiley when we come forward.
Unapologetically progressive. Unapologetically black. You're tapped into Tavis Smiley.
Paid for by government.com. Did you know? The United States Mint has issued a new Morgan silver dollar coin in proof condition for the first time. Not only that, they are also minted in 99.9% pure silver for the first time ever in history. Coin experts are calling this an amazing opportunity for anyone that knows the enduring popularity of Morgans. But you must hurry. Only 400,000 of these legal tender silver dollars were issued. These first ever Morgan silver dollars are brand new with stunning mirror-like finish, minted by the iconic San Francisco Mint. Call now and you're guaranteed a new first ever 99.9% pure silver proof Morgan dollar. To learn more, call 1-800-973-9717. If you order now, you will receive a free coin collector bonus pack, a $25 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-973-9717 now to secure your new Morgan silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-973-9717.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. President Biden has tested positive for COVID-19. The White House says Biden tested positive following an event in Las Vegas, Nevada, in which he was not feeling well. He was forced to cancel an afternoon speech before a Latino civil rights and advocacy group. The president is experiencing mild symptoms and will return to Delaware, where he will self-isolate. A Georgia native is still making a difference in television. African-American actor Donald Glover was announced yesterday as a nominee for Emmy Awards in the categories of Lead Actor in a Drama Series and Outstanding Writing in a Drama Series. His latest work is in the Amazon series called Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Glover has now been nominated for an Emmy over a dozen times. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Looking for a better way to get around LA? SoCal 511 gives you real-time traffic alerts to help you find faster ways around LA County. It's free and helps motorists easily find fast track and roadside assistance services. Visit SoCal511.com or dial 511 on your phone.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Bronny James finally had a productive game for the Lakers rookie team. LeBron's son had 12 points Wednesday night in the Lakers' 1-point win over Atlanta in the NBA Summer League in Las Vegas. Bronny also sank his first three-pointer in Summer League play after going 0 for 15. The Lakers play Cleveland tonight at 6, live coverage on ESPN. Indiana Fever rookie Caitlin Clark set a WNBA single-game record with 19 assists in the Fever's loss to Dallas. The previous record was 18. Tiger Woods tees off today in the British Open, one of the 4 majors on the PGA Tour. Woods hasn't won a major since the Masters in 2019. 3 of the 15 majors Woods has won have come at the British Open. At the moment, Woods just wants to make the cut and take his chances later in the final 2 rounds. Woods failed to make the cut in his last 2 tournaments, the PGA Championships and the U.S. Open. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Are you interested in catching up on all the latest entertainment news, trending topics, and exciting interviews? I got you. Tune in to The Raw Report with Robin Ayers, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. I'm your host, Robin Ayers. Join me every weekday with some of the best entertainment contributors in the business as we break down what's going on, who's got next, and what not to miss. Only on The Raw Report with Robin Ayers.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Don't miss up to 70% off select major appliances at the Lowe's Closeout event. But hurry, these deals are too good to last because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/7 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PATH to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PATH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PATH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Sounds different. Huh. This is Tavis Smiley.
I saw you once, Maddie Schwartz. Before any of this began, I saw you. Alive. I was Cleo Johnson, but in my death, I became the lady in the lake.
I'm the one who found her in the lake. I can't just be someone's wife.
You never wanted to do anything else.
I never tried to do anything else. Did you ever wonder why?
Your writing dreams ruined your life. Now you wanted those same dreams to rewrite it. But why did you need to drag my dead body into it?
How did you know?
Know what?
Where to find her?
My wife was a lot of things. There's one thing that she's not. That's foolish.
This is not your high school newspaper, Maddie. People's lives are at stake.
So what you gonna do? You gonna get that money and leave everybody behind?
I don't know. I don't know.
Dreams push you down until you drown.
To dream the impossible dream. To bear
You wanted to tell everyone's story,
with unbearable sorrow.
but your own.
To run where the brave dare not go. This is my quest to follow that star. No matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to be willing to die so that honor and justice may
Every time someone turns up dead in that lake, it does seem to lead to you.
the unreachable
That is the trailer for the new Apple TV Plus series Lady in the Lake. Lady in the Lake, about racial tensions in 1960s Baltimore, in which our guest Byron Bowers appears alongside Natalie Portman and Moses Ingram. He is a stand-up comedian out of Atlanta, the ATL, and I'm glad to have him bring his laughs into the studio, although this project ain't really funny. Byron, good to have you on. How are you today, sir?
Not bad, man. Not bad.
It's good to see you.
I think it's some funny moments in this project, but my sense of humor dark. So
Yeah.
that's how I end up in the dramatic world.
So it works for you, huh?
Yeah.
Tell me about Lady in the Lake.
Well, Lady in the Lake to me is a journey of two women following their desires for freedom. I think it's something that a lot of us can relate to, especially, you know, you and I who fought whatever to get out of the circumstances, who left home. So, and it takes place in the late 1960s when Baltimore was at its heyday. You know, they had Penn Avenue, and I was able to do comedy as a comedian in the late 60s. It's a very important time.
How are you making decisions? Let me back up. How did you decide that you wanted to be in this project? What I'm driving toward is how you're making decisions about your acting these days. We'll get to the comedy in a second.
Yeah.
But how you're making your choices about what you want to do acting-wise.
I think it comes from the stand-up, and it comes from me wanting to tell authentic stories that people like myself can relate to. You know what I mean? Which is way more, it's a little bit more darker than people who just want to go out and have a good time.
Yeah.
So my lady created the show, and my character is written for me, and we was able to put a part of my life into this show as far as being, you know, doing stand-up, the type of stand-up that people might not want you to do.
Yeah.
And my lady leaving me, and et cetera, you know, so.
Yeah. We'll get to the dark part here in just a second. I was just talking, who was I talking to?
That's the funny part.
Yeah, it's the funny part, yeah. I was just talking to, Marlon Wayans was here the other day.
Yeah.
And we were talking, I got his take on it, we'll get your take on it, about those who say that comedy right now across the board is just too dark. Hold that. We'll get to the dark part in just a second. Tell me about your character, though, the character you play in Lady in the Lake.
I play a guy named Slappy Dart Johnson, who's a comedian who found his voice, and he wants to share that truth with the world, you know. But nobody likes that, and he becomes unemployed. He gets fired from every club on Penn Ave.
Yeah.
And he has 2 kids to raise and a wife, and, you know, that journey, you know.
Yeah. You mentioned finding your voice in terms of this character. The character finds his voice. How did you find your voice as a comedian out of Atlanta?
I think I found it as, I want to say it started in church. The first time I heard the universe, God, or my instincts loud and clear. And it just took me on a path, you know. And it wasn't the path that everybody else took, and it came with its own hardships. But, you know, overall it led me to where I needed to be.
When you say in church, is that like God saying, Byron Bowers, you're going to be a funny man? Like,
no, it wasn't even that. It was just like,
you said it in church,
but it was a version of that.
Okay, well, give me the version. What happened?
It would be like, don't follow this guy.
Yeah.
You know, in reference to some of the pastors sometimes, or you know, like those type of truths. When everybody's like, yeah, you gotta follow this guy, and then you find out it's a scandal. Yeah, he's caught up in a scandal or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I have found, tell me if you agree, I think you probably will, I don't know. I have found that at the epicenter of any great comedy is truth.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, and that I think even outside of comedy, and I think that's why I do dramas in our life. Once we resonate with our truths, we're free in a way, and we have to accept that. Even mankind, we haven't accepted our truths. Yeah. You know, so does it make sense?
It makes great sense.
Yeah.
I follow you.
I'm sorry, I do shrooms and stuff. So
no, You ain't lost me yet.
All right.
If you do, I'll let you know. But I'm still with you. So why, by your own admission, dark comedy for you? I mentioned Marlon a moment ago. There've been a few other comedians. Monique was here recently. Lou Nail was here recently. Earthquake was here. And so I've been in these conversations with a bunch of comedians and getting their assessment of whether or not, as some believe, comedy writ large right now is too dark. But you proudly bring your dark comedy into the studio. You bragging about it.
Yeah, I think comedy, the formula is when tragedy meets timing.
Yeah.
So it has always been dark. You know, ain't nothing light by pulling the rug off of anybody. You know what I mean? And I think that's our role, is to like shine the truth. How comedy started with the jesters and stuff was making fun of, you know, maybe the king at times, and they got killed, but that was even funny to somebody.
To somebody.
Yeah. You know. Can you imagine bombing and that's your last set? Because they gonna cut your head off, but you gotta go all out. You juggling and everything. You know what I mean?
Our guest is comedian and
look
actor.
at his shirt. You juggling. Why your shoes curl all the way up like that? You know? Throw him in the pit. He's still joking on his way down to the. But that's what I consider dark, because it's based on those truths. You know.
He's got me sweating in the studio. He's comedian and actor Byron Bowers. More with him when we come forward on Tavis Smiley.
this is getting good.
Yeah, man.
Tavis Smiley continues when we come forward.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up.
Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. Just a few short months ago, California Attorney General Rob Bonta filed 11 felony charges against Diana Turan, an assistant district attorney for Los Angeles County. The charges allege that Turan unlawfully accessed confidential computer data, including police officer files in 2018, and continued to use them after joining the DA's office in 2021. Ironically, Turan, who is now on administrative leave, oversaw the Public Integrity Division responsible for handling high-profile cases of police misconduct and public corruption, including the charges brought against LA City Council member Kern Price last June. To be sure, the case against Price has raised plenty of eyebrows. Indeed, one noted legal scholar has said publicly, and I quote, "Everything about this prosecution reeks," close quote. Could A.G. Bonta, with aspirations to become California governor, be punishing Turan for her role in D.A. George Gascon's police accountability agenda to curry favor with police unions? Could D.A. Gascon be using the case against Price to showcase his tough stance on crime and political corruption as he vies to retain his seat as DA? Honestly, I have no idea, but here's what I know for sure. Kern Price has been elected and re-elected by thousands of voters, mostly black and brown, who stand to be further disenfranchised if this matter is not handled correctly, which is why it matters to us at KBLA Talk 1580. When the prosecutor is being prosecuted, it seems to me that at the very least, there ought to be a thorough, top-to-bottom, independent review of all cases under Diana Turan's purview to ensure that none of these cases have been tainted. Justice and fundamental fairness demand no less, if public trust truly matters. And I hope it does. For KBLA Talk 1580, I'm Tavis Smiley. We welcome your feedback.
Ready to re-examine your assumptions and expand your inventory of ideas? More of Tavis Smiley coming your way right now.
I'm still laughing at Byron Bowers talking about I do them shrooms. I thought on my chair when that Negro said that.
Yep.
Anyway, the film, the series on an Apple TV Plus, it's called Lady in the Lake. I mentioned earlier. He stars alongside Moses Ingram. Here's a scene now with starring Moses Ingram and Byron Bowers in from Lady in the Lake.
Tell me, what happened? Did Phil get you in trouble? What did you do?
Cares what happened with Shell. What does it matter if our son's gonna die?
I've been knowing Creole. Okay.
I let myself home. I feel so ashamed.
Don't feel ashamed. Why? It's good to have hope.
I saw the prophet today. He said it was nothing he could do. Nothing he could do but take my money.
Find another doctor.
We. Ain't no we. It's you. And your tree.
Say that to me. Don't blame me for having dreams. It's because you let yours go.
I wasn't dreaming. I can't even breathe.
Sorry.
I can't.
Sorry.
I can't even.
Leo, I'm here. I'm here. Hey, I'm here with you. I'm sorry. Please, Leo. You're starting to scare me, Leo. Leo.
You got some great lines in this project, Byron. I just listening to that one clip. It's good to have hope. Don't blame me for having dreams.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote some great lines for you, man.
I mean, that's Alma, that's Boaz, that's Zach, that's myself. It's a team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, a few black ladies, Sheila, in there that make this story very authentic. You know.
Yeah.
I've went through that though, and I know you went through that yourself because you were a family of 10.
10 of us.
My mom 9. So when you get out and leave, it is that survivor's remorse. For me, I don't know if you feel that, and it's a little guilt.
Yeah.
It's a little guilt that comes with that sometimes.
You're getting deep on me now. You're getting deep. Too deep for a comedian.
Well,
I'm just teasing.
That's the part that the other guys don't want to.
No. I love it. I
think as a community, is what we need.
I totally agree. I love deep comedians. I was just teasing you. I love those lines, too. Again, it's good to have hope. Don't blame me for having dreams. You can hear more great lines uttered by the character played by Byron Bowers. The series is called Lady in the Lake. It's streaming tomorrow, officially July 19th, on Apple TV+. Byron is in this project alongside Moses Ingram, who you heard in that scene with him. Natalie Portman is in this project. So, again, it's called Lady in the Lake, streaming tomorrow, July 19th on Apple TV+. When we come forward, our remaining moments with comedian and actor Byron Bowers on Tavis Smiley.
Yeah. More of Tavis Smiley when we come forward.
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found benefitscheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. benefitscheckup.org.
You know where you want to go in life, and City National Bank can help. City National knows the dedication it takes to build your vision for the future into a reality, and our team is here for you. We have a wide range of options to help, from personal savings accounts to interest-bearing money market savings accounts and more, all designed to help you get where you want to go. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Learn more at cnb.com. City National Bank is a subsidiary of Royal Bank of Canada, member FDIC.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the AmeriCAN Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the AmeriCAN program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The AmeriCAN Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriCANCommunity.partners. That's AmeriCANCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You know where you want to go in life, and City National Bank can help. City National knows the dedication it takes to build your vision for the future into a reality, and our team is here for you. We have a wide range of options to help, from personal savings accounts to interest-bearing money market savings accounts and more, all designed to help you get where you want to go. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Learn more at cnb.com. City National Bank is a subsidiary of Royal Bank of Canada, member FDIC.
Who do you trust to get at the truth? Tavis Smiley. That's who. The conversation continues right now.
It does indeed. For 4.5 minutes left with our guest, Byron Bowers, actor and comedian. The project is called Lady in the Lake. Starts streaming tomorrow, July 19th on Apple TV Plus. And we played a couple of clips from it to give you a sense of what you're going to get tomorrow when you tune into Apple TV Plus to check out Lady in the Lake, which, again, stars Byron Bowers, Moses Ingram, and somebody named Natalie Portman. Not a bad cast.
Oh,
not
yeah.
a bad cast.
Yeah, I heard of her.
I've heard of her, too. I was teasing you earlier, watching my time here, about you getting too deep for me for a comedian, but I'm resonating with that point you made about survivor's remorse, about survivor's guilt when you're the one in a big family that sort of makes it out. My question very quickly is, how have you, put another way, how are you navigating through that?
I haven't fully navigated through it yet because I feel I'm not fully out.
Right.
You know, I'm a son of an addict of who kind of made it out and then got drawn back in.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I ever had the pleasure of feeling like I'm fully out, which is crazy. You know. But it drives you. Now, my daughter, I have a little one now, and she will never know what that's like to be, you know, end.
Yeah.
So that's a blessing.
Well, she'll never know as long as her daddy keeps rolling the way he's rolling. And speaking of rolling, I just read somewhere yesterday, I think, preparing for our conversation about you and a Marvel project.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard about it, Negro. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was able to slip in and out of a Marvel situation.
Yeah.
Which is crazy with my style of stand-up and my just how raw and edgy I am with everything.
Yeah, I tell any black person, you know, as a Negro, you made it when your name is in a sentence with the word Marvel.
And Disney, shout out to Disney.
That's my point.
Because my special called Spiritual Nigga, and it's on in Disney on it. Shout out to Mickey, man. You make sometimes you get a little crazy, but
I ain't mad at Mickey, and I ain't mad at you either. But you in anything that's got Marvel in the title, you have made it. Speaking of making it, we talked about your family upbringing. You referenced mine. I'm laughing for those who are listening around the country right now. I'm laughing because Byron walked in, as many of our guests do, and they sit at the desk. And if you're watching in studio, you can see it right now. He sets up his phone and he goes live on the gram. Now, I ain't never mad about any guest going live on the gram. That's just more listeners, more exposure for the show. I love Negroes to do that for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What's cracking me up, though, is that Byron is on the gram right now, and his 93-year-old grandmother
checking in. Shout out, Grandma.
I didn't know 93-year-old black grandmothers knew what the gram was.
Somebody got to hold the phone to him, phone up to him. But I know she on here, but she can't wave because her arm's weak. But shout out to you, Grandma. She chewing snuff. She can't respond. Shout out to any grandmother that, as a man now that has in a relationship, any woman that had to put up with a dude for as long as y'all do, man, shout out to y'all. You know, we some primates.
The jokes are coming, and I'm out of time. I'm glad he brought his laughs in studio. I look forward to seeing him somewhere down the road on stage for more of these laughs. But tomorrow, you can check him out on YouTube. Lady in the Lake starts streaming on July 19th on Apple TV+. Byron Bowers is in that fine project. And Byron, I have been honored to have you in the studio. We'll do it again when you have some time, sir. And give my love, my regards to your 93-year-old grandmother.
Hey, Grandma Elizabeth. Geechee. Granddad call her Geechee.
Oh, yeah. Just tell I said hello.
Tavis said, "What's up, Grandma?"
There you go. Just like that, Byron, good to see you. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, brother.
Just like that, 3 hours gone. Back here tomorrow. No, tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. That means tomorrow, the best of Tavis Smiley. Tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in today and all week long. We shall see over the weekend whether Joe Biden survives. They keep saying he may step aside as early as this weekend. Whether Joe Biden's on the ticket or not, I'll be here Monday live to talk about it. But tomorrow, the best of Tavis Smiley. Thanks for tuning in all week. And as always, keep the faith.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. President Biden has tested positive for COVID-19. The White House says Biden tested positive following an event in Las Vegas, Nevada, in which he was not feeling well. He was forced to cancel an afternoon speech before a Latino civil rights and advocacy group. The president is experiencing mild symptoms.